favorite covert agents.
Welcome everyone to the It's Time to Uncovert podcast. This is your girl, Covert Agent 0615 with Covert Beauty. Today we are recording our episode with the one and only Reason 17, who's back with another amazing, powerful story because she's inspiring our next lash. Okay, so before I bring her on, I want to let everyone know that our brand new fall dramatic, beautiful, amazing lash will be available for sale on our website, www.covertbeauties.com on November 1st. So make sure that y'all are following us on Instagram at Covert Beauties and on Facebook, Covert Beauty. That way y'all can see when we're dropping it. That way y'all know when y'all can go ahead and purchase it and buy it and wear them and show us your beautiful fall looks and these lashes, because y'all, these lashes are amazing. Okay, so because this is a beautiful dramatic lash, we need a beautiful story to inspire them. And so Reason 17, hit us up again after the last time she was here. Loved how her podcast turned out, and she has more. And you know what? Because we understand that a lot of the times in life you go through more than one situation, why not share more of these real life stories that inspire these real mink lashes? So we're so excited to have Reason 17 with us again today. Again, those lashes will be for sale November 1st, okay? And before I get into talking to Reason 17 about what she went through in this time in her life, I do want to give a quick disclaimer that if anyone is triggered at any duration of this podcast recording, that you do visit Aunt Bertha, okay? Aunt Bertha is our official partner of Covert Beauty. You can find their information or resources that may be beneficial to you on our website, www.covertbeauties.com. Make sure you go to the Contact Us tab, scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see the Contact Our Partner, where you can put in your zip code for Aunt Bertha and see what is available in your area, such as counseling, because we know a lot of these stories that we're sharing with a lot of our supporters are touchy, they're sensitive, they are real, and so we know that the possibility of being triggered or affected in any kind of way, whether because you personally are dealing with something that relates to this topic or someone close to you who has been dealing with this. So maybe it's not you that needs some extra help, maybe it's a family member or a friend or a coworker, just someone down the street. Asking for help and looking for help is never a bad thing to do, so please go ahead, take some time while you're buying these lashes to go visit Aunt Bertha on our website, all right? So, Reason 17, again, is the alias, because at Covert Beauty, we understand that these stories are very sensitive and personal, and so our guests that come on and share their stories create their own alias, that way they have that comfortability with them and sharing their story. And so Reason 17 is what she has chosen, and she is back with us today. So let's all welcome her back. Reason 17,
hey.
Welcome.
So happy to be here.
Yay, we're so excited that you're back. We love you so much. And we are so excited that this story that you're sharing with us today is actually what is inspiring this next lash.
Yeah.
I got a sneak peek of what they look like, and they are so full, so dramatic, so perfect for this fall.
Exactly like what I imagined.
Yes. Okay, so you love them.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, we're so excited that you love them. So I first off want to go ahead and start off with thanking you again for coming on here and telling us another part of your life. We know you had a choice in whether or not you wanted to share this story, and we are really elated and honored, honestly, that you chose to come back here and share another part of yourself with us.
Yeah, definitely. And also, explaining behind the scenes of the suicidal part,
Mm-hmm.
everything behind the scenes of it, how even I got to being suicidal.
Okay.
So people can understand better
Okay.
where that even came from.
Okay, so what we're going to hear from you is kind of what led to that part
Exactly.
that you shared with us last time. Okay, and so and to my understanding, it kind of relates to depression and anxiety from childhood trauma. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I know we talked a little bit last time about how you think people view you. I just wanted to ask and see if that's still the same. So the perception that other people have of you today, do you still feel it's the same as last time, or is it kind of different now?
The same, if anything, maybe better. I mean, I'm just speaking from what people told me.
Yeah.
Being the same strong-willed person, keeping, staying strong for others, and putting on like this. I mean, I'm not gonna say act because it's not an act, but I'm this person so strong that little do other people know what I've been through.
Okay.
And then when I tell them my story, they're just kind of like, wow.
Like mind blown.
Yeah, mind blown.
It's like,
They want to, most of the time, people want to, I get told like they want to get to know me even more, like they want to hear more about my life.
Really?
Yeah, that makes me feel good. But
okay. So they view you still at this, what did your dad call you? Like a manager? He
yeah,
called
like a
you?
little manager, and really
Yeah.
my job, like my supervisors, they tell me like you act so mature for your
Yeah.
age. Yeah.
And so because you put up, not the front, but it's just how you carry yourself, that you're strong and you're not going to really let anything really hit you. And so they already view you that way. And then when you open up a little bit, they're already more intrigued because it's like, okay, like you're so young and you're like this and you went through this. Like, how can all this be true?
Yeah, and it takes some work. Like I was not like this before.
Okay. Okay, so before we get into how you got to how you are today, let's backtrack and talk a little bit about the childhood trauma that inspired the lash, or the whole story that inspired the lash. So we'll start off with talking about the beginning. What was it that you went through in this part of your life that kind of started, or just what happened?
Okay, so I was about 11 or 12,
Okay.
in between those ages, and it's really weird to me, but I remember this one situation between my mom and I. We got into this heated argument about I don't know what. Like it's weird because it was something it wasn't that serious. Like I was really young.
Okay.
It wasn't that serious, but that day changed my life. Like I was triggered. I don't know if she told me something that like just hurt my feelings that bad and brought out this whole other side. But that's the day that I got triggered because I like started going online and looking at all these like really depressing things, and then every day it just got worse and worse. I started to self-harm.
Okay.
Started to have suicidal thoughts.
Okay.
I tried to commit suicide, but it never worked. And honestly, I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah.
I
So
feel like that's God. Like, He was like, girl, you're not ready. But,
Yeah.
so I was like that for years, and all I had was my best friend to talk to.
Okay.
At the moment. And then I tried to go to my sisters because I thought my sisters, they were kind of young. I thought they would be understanding. But the times that I would go to them, I always get turned down in a way.
Okay.
By being told like, well, there's worse.
Okay.
There's worse out there. People are going through worse things. I mean, there's cancer. People are dying, and you have everything.
Okay.
But it's like, yeah, that I'm like, I felt like there was like this hole in like my chest, like that I was missing. So then, I would ask them to take me to a therapist. Basically, it never happened, and I lost hope in looking for help because I thought that if I couldn't get through to my sisters, who I thought were like my best friends, and they're gonna understand, like they're gonna take me. Then I definitely could not get through to my parents.
Okay.
Parents are very old school.
Yeah.
They don't really believe you know, and like the whole mental health stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, like my parents are just gonna look at me crazy, probably yell at me, and
Okay.
just start a whole argument.
Okay.
So I stopped looking for help, and I just would go to my best friend if I needed anyone to talk to. And then the thing with my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I was like that for like 3 years, just having to battle with myself.
Right.
And it took a very heated argument with my dad, something that was just taken out of context, blew up into something that did not have to be.
Okay.
And me and my dad were growing about it afterwards and decided to get help because our relationship was getting rocky.
Okay.
So we got a psychologist.
All right.
And
Well, hold on. Before we get into how y'all healed from this situation,
yeah.
I want everyone that's listening to have a better understanding of what exactly you were asking help for.
Okay.
So I guess the childhood trauma part, you were asking your sisters for help. They kind of pushed it back, trying to tell you, there's worse things in the world than what you're going through. What was it specifically that you were going through?
Just unexplainable sadness.
Okay.
Like, I was really low. Again, thoughts of killing myself,
Mhm.
like not wanting to be here, not being good enough.
Mm-hmm.
I was being compared constantly to my sisters because I wasn't like them. I was kind of an outcast.
Okay.
Being compared to them, and then like the anxiety part was the pressure of wanting to be, feeling like I had to be like everyone else,
Okay.
act like everyone else, look like everyone else.
Okay.
You know.
So it was kind of like the lack of acceptance just from your family already,
Exactly.
with you being who you are, and it's like they were comparing you to your sisters and not
Yeah,
really.
and I was at the age where I'm trying to figure out who I am,
Yeah.
who I want to be, what I want to look like, what things do I like.
Yeah.
And then having all that other pressure and like negativity being thrown at me, it just makes everything so, like the process of growing up, so much harder.
Okay. And so all of that while asking your sisters for help, it's like, okay, like how do I deal with this? And they're just pushing you back. Like that's not even a real problem. Like why are you coming to me?
Yeah, it made me
with
feel
this?
like I was crazy, and I really am just being dramatic. Or
Okay.
Like I really don't have depression. Like maybe I'm just, I don't know, crazy. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm just going through something.
Maybe they're right and I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you that, with you out, always asking them for help and just how to cope, or like just a way out to express yourself, did you find yourself kind of just accepting and like believing everything for a while, like, oh, I am crazy, I am this, they're right, there's so many other things in the world that are going wrong, like I don't need to really address this right now?
Yeah, and I would start thinking like that to try to make myself feel better.
Okay.
And like think about, okay, there are people with cancer, there are people dying, there are people like really sick, so I need to stop like
Yeah.
acting, and asking for help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was even like you even started to begin to not take your own situation as serious.
Yeah, but really like deep down inside, I knew I didn't even believe the things that I was telling myself.
Yeah. Okay. And so with it already being difficult to look for help or comfort even in your sisters, and then definitely like you felt like you couldn't go to your parents, you mentioned earlier, was it difficult to go to anyone else, like teachers or I don't know, family friends or other friends that you had?
It was difficult because just thought no one would understand, and I was young. That's what made it hard, that I was young. So I thought like people wouldn't view me as credible.
Okay.
Yeah. So I really just had my best friend. Like,
Okay.
telling y'all this best friend since kindergarten. Like
Mhm.
nothing has ever took us apart. We brought everything. I know everything about her. She knows everything about me. I
Mhm.
went to her, and it helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you keep mentioning because you were so young. Was your age a large factor in you already feeling like you're not a credible source in what's going on?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay. And so with all of that, with you knowing how young you are going through all of this, with you feeling like you can't go to your sisters, you can't go to your parents, they're telling you what you're going through isn't bad enough to be taken as like a serious issue.
Mm-hmm.
How did all of that, I mean, we know it led to the depression and anxiety, but how else did it affect you in your life, like mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually even?
It created like a strain between my family and I.
Okay.
So, like distance, and I would like hold grudges against them.
Okay.
Felt like my sisters were favored over me.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and then like with friendships too, I would go to school feeling like just down, like get away from me, like
Okay.
I didn't want to be around anyone because that's just how much of an outcast I felt. So then like I would lose some friends because then they started to, like keep their distance from me.
Mhm.
And then my sisters, I argue with them a lot. My parents argue with them a lot.
Okay. So in a way, it was like you were taking in what they were all saying about you, and that's who you were becoming.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It made me like rebel against them even more.
Really?
And I tell them that all the time, like you're treating me this way and comparing me, yet thinking that it's gonna make me better,
Mhm.
but it's really just making me not like you even more.
Yeah.
And I'm a rebel against you
Yeah.
even more. So
Okay, so it was even like trying to explain how it was affecting the family as a whole. They still weren't trying to see
Mhm.
it. Okay, so then I guess we can start going in and talking about how things started to turn around. So the healing process, like what was the first step that you took in addressing, okay, I don't want to keep doing this anymore. I don't want to keep feeling this. Did it have anything to do with this incident with your dad that you mentioned earlier?
yeah, so with the psychologist,
Okay.
me and my dad were having sessions together to fix our relationship,
Okay.
and I went ahead and took advantage of the fact that we had a psychologist,
Okay.
and I requested a one-on-one session with her, and I asked to be given like screening tests.
Okay.
And so yeah, I took a test with like a whole bunch of questions, and then she showed me the results and explained thoroughly what
Mhm.
everything meant, what it was, and basically I came out with severe anxiety
Okay.
and chronic depression.
Okay.
And she explained that your depression is chronic, meaning this is like a lifelong thing. Sometimes it's gonna be good, sometimes it's gonna be bad.
Okay.
You're just gonna have to learn how to live with that.
Okay. And so when you got that news, you were still fairly young, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you take that in?
Honestly, I couldn't have been more grateful.
Really?
I thought it was. I was
Interesting answer.
I thought I was never even gonna have a psychologist to
Okay.
go to, because all these years I was looking for answers. Like, what is it that I'm going through exactly? Why am
Yeah.
I like this?
Okay.
And having that diagnosis was like confirming,
Okay.
and I didn't have to question and worry anymore.
Okay.
I didn't have to feel crazy. Like,
Okay.
it's like, okay, this is real. Like, I'm actually, it was like justice to what my behavior and my actions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was like all the help that you were looking for from your sisters and your parents earlier on, you finally got what your answer was.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
That's all I needed.
And so, she told you that you had chronic depression and
Mhm.
severe anxiety.
Yeah.
And so, with those two being really big, prevalent mental diagnoses, how did you personally cope and heal from those two diagnoses?
Yeah, so then my psychologist begins to suggest medications, antidepressants, like certain medications that help with anxiety, especially since anxiety was the most severe, like it was over depression. So, and my knowledge from medications like that is that they do have their like side effects, especially if you're not consistent with them.
Okay.
So I decided to reject them.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? I know that there's other more natural ways to go about it, more like holistic ways. So with some help of my sisters too, we researched like for vitamins or supplements. And I started taking vitamin B12 and vitamin D.
Okay.
And these vitamins are like energy boosters. And when your energy boosts, typically your mood boosts.
Okay.
So I would say like within a month, I started seeing changes in my body and all.
That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And so you said with the help of your sisters. Now, after a month of you taking these vitamins, and now you're getting help from your sisters, did the family dynamic of how things, like y'all's interaction, did that change after you go into the psychologist and the diagnosis and everything?
Yeah, a lot, because now it's like they also had answers too. They got like, okay, I get it now. I get why she's like this, or why she like would be sad for no reason. So then my sisters started to help, and like I said, like they would research alternative ways to cope with it for me, and they'd text me like, oh, look what I found, things like that. My dad, when we had freshly just got the news, my dad contacted my sisters and my mom, explaining to them like what I had, so they can also take into consideration like okay, so if you see her, acting like this, if you see her down one day, just know like this is what she's going through, this is what she has.
Wow.
This is real, like, yeah.
That's like a complete flip of how things are going beforehand. Like they were telling you, like your situation's not all that bad, and you felt like you couldn't go to your parents, and now your dad is the one calling everyone, letting them know, hey, if she's, if she looks like this, or if she, is feeling this way, it's because of this, this, and this. And I mean, to even hear that your sisters were like looking up other holistic ways and sending it to you, that just sounds like amazing.
Yeah, and my sisters are huge on meditation.
Okay.
And healing. So I kind of like took that from them, and I take a couple minutes to myself in my room or wherever, like whatever's your favorite place or where you feel the happiest.
Yeah.
Sometimes for people it's like nature, like outside.
Yeah.
So, but for me it's my bedroom. So I'd sit on my bed, crisscross, applesauce, and I would either speak to myself positivity, or turn on YouTube. They have a lot of positive affirmations of people just speaking, and you could turn those on, and just it's crazy how just listening to it, like it really like makes you feel so much better. Maybe like after an argument you've had with somebody, just go like get into your own bubble and listen to those things.
Okay. So the natural supplements that you were taking, or natural vitamins, right? That, along with the meditation that you got from your sisters, and then the positive affirmations,
and the support from my family,
the support from your family,
it made me more grateful, and it made me feel like, okay, they actually care.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel better. So then I start being a better person to my family, to myself, to my friends.
Okay. Now, what do you mean by saying you became a better person to your family and your friends?
the grudge that I have against them
Okay.
for like not being understanding or not getting the help that I was like hinting at them for.
Mhm.
It all kind of just went away.
Okay.
Yeah, because the weight on my shoulders was lifted.
Okay.
So
And so let me ask you this now, like knowing what your diagnoses were and how you're able to cope with it for yourself, do you find yourself moving around and living life in a different manner? Like you having an understanding, like this is what I'm going through, so I know I need to be cognizant whenever I'm in public spaces or whenever I'm around family and friends.
yeah, so that has a lot to do with me becoming really self-aware
Okay.
of myself.
Yeah.
And so then it makes me more understanding for others' actions and behaviors.
Okay.
So if my friends or family are acting like really frustrated and they
Mhm.
want to lash out at me, it's like, okay, it's gonna be okay. I'll give you your space. I'm here if you need me
Yeah.
to talk, but I don't need to be around that because
Okay.
I don't want to become that again. I don't.
Okay.
If I'm around somebody who's really just being really negative and frustrated and stressed out, I'm gonna feel that energy.
Mhm.
I'm gonna feel that vibe like really strongly, and so that's why I just keep my distance. I know, I get it. Like I know what it's like to even be just irritated like for no reason.
Mhm. So you're able to, in a way, like empathize with those who you see being frustrated or in the heated moment with themselves, or and you knowing, okay, I know what that did for me last time. I need to remove myself from the situation for a couple of moments before I even come around this person.
Yeah, because I don't want to lash back at them,
Yeah.
and you could ruin a relationship like
Yeah.
that. You could lose friends being like that.
Yeah, and so it seems like, and it definitely sounds like your healing and everything that you did to cope with the mental illness diagnosis that you got from your psychologist has really strengthened that self-awareness that you have now.
Yep, and it's made me into like the strong-willed person that I believe I am.
And that everyone sees.
Yeah, the manager that I am.
In the words of your dad.
Yeah.
And so knowing where you are today and being able to be self-aware and having, this whole different outlook on what you went through and even seeing the similar signs in other people, what advice would you give to yourself from today to you back then?
So I think, one of the big ones is ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always gonna tell anyone, like, to this day, I tell my friends, even if they're not really actually mentally ill, just go talk to somebody. Like, it's not that deep. But
Yeah.
so yeah, just go ask for your help. If your sisters don't want to give you the help, then maybe your parents will. But that, and what else? Like,
Is that it? That's I don't want to force anything out of you.
advice, like,
Yeah. Or, what would have been useful for you to hear back then while you were going through all of it?
well, not being compared, like, making it feel like my situation wasn't bad enough.
Okay.
Like, I wish sometimes people wouldn't think about, like, don't think about, like, others right now. Like, I'm trying to talk to you. Like, this is about me. Like, this is real. I'm here trying to kill myself. Like,
Yeah.
get me some help. Yeah.
Okay. So just really just being heard,
Mm-hmm.
that opportunity would have been really helpful while you were growing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And try to keep those close friends, because if you're not gonna talk to no one else, those close friends are gonna hear you out.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes just being heard is all you need. Like, having psychotherapy sessions with my psychologist, just talking to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, my family at home, they saw differences in that.
Okay. Well, you know what? Reason 17. I mean, I love you. You know, I love how just seeing this completely change. Like, it was really exciting for me personally to hear just how your whole family dynamic switched.
Mm-hmm,
you know, and I think the whole self-awareness part that's really beneficial, or has been really beneficial to you, is really important, because you know what you went through, you know what you're dealing with, so you want to make sure that you're not putting your own stuff on anyone else.
Yeah, and you have, and learning to be accepting of what your illnesses and your health.
Yeah.
And then don't let it put you down. Like, take that and build from it. You know, don't take it as something bad and just feel like, oh, you're just this crazy depressed person. Like, no, it's nothing like that, or shouldn't be like that. For me, I took that and became who I am today. Yeah.
And we love who you are today, you know, and I just want to thank you on behalf of Covert Beauty and of our podcast, It's Time to Uncovert, for you coming back and sharing another part of your life with us, and just even, you know, how it relates to what you talked about last time with the suicide ideations that you were dealing with, just how things can connect, but as you've shown us twice now, that you can overcome and you can heal from what you're dealing with.
Yeah, and I used to think it was impossible.
Yeah.
That's why I can't hear no one else say that it's impossible, because I just did it. If no one else did it, I just did it. And I personally know people who have overcome it. So it's like, okay, it's not even possible anymore. Like, I mean, it's not impossible anymore. It is possible.
It is possible.
Yeah,
You
with
are
the
absolutely
right
correct.
sources, with the right support, and then you have to have the drive to, like, want the help.
Okay, and so I hope y'all just heard what she said. You have to have the drive and you have to want that help. And so if you have that drive and you want that help, Covert Beauty's official partner is Aunt Bertha, and they are like the most amazing website, Google search, I don't know, like database for any services that would be available to you in your area. And so if you hearing Reason 17 story or any of our previous stories on our podcast have triggered you or touched you in any kind of way, we strongly encourage you to go to our website, www.covertbeauties.com. Go to our Contact Us tab, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see Contact Our Partner, and there's a little enter your zip code search bar there from Aunt Bertha. And so if you put your zip code in, hit enter, it'll show you what services are available for you. So maybe it's not depression, anxiety, maybe it's not suicide related, maybe it's something else that you know you're realizing, I want to deal with it. I want to, you know, find some help and figure out how I can get this out of my life, or how I can deal with it, that way I'm a better person. And so if you use that tool, services such as counseling are available to you in your area at low reduced costs, or maybe even free. So, you know, I love free stuff. I'm sure y'all love free stuff. And hey, if it's even cheaper than what I gotta pay, then that's cool too. So make sure you check out Aunt Bertha. Put your zip code in. That is at our Contact Us tab on our website, www.covertbeauties.com. And then scroll all the way to the bottom, Contact Our Partner. That's where you'll see the enter your zip code search bar. Put it in, hit enter, and then you'll see what's available for you and for your individual situation. So Reason 17, I want to thank you again so much for coming over here with us and sharing your story, more of your life. I feel like we're like best friends now.
Also,
yes.
you're sad, just wear my lashes.
Oh,
I promise you'll feel better.
oh, okay.
And beautiful like that.
She said it, I didn't say it. So you can definitely wear Reason 17's lashes. You know, this story that she just shared with us is what inspired these brand new beautiful lashes. They will be available for sale November 1st. just a couple, like 2 weeks away, barely, almost. Y'all, I cannot believe October's already over, or almost over. And so with this story that has inspired our lash that's launching in November by Reason 17, I do want to let y'all know that a portion of the proceeds made from the purchases of this lash will be donated to the National Alliance of Mental Illness, or NAMI, if you've seen NAMI anywhere. That is the organization that Reason 17 has chosen for the proceeds to go to. And so make sure you're supporting a good cause. Make sure you're, I know y'all have been practicing your fall makeup looks because they're all over Instagram. So make sure you pair your beautiful look with a beautiful pair of dramatic lashes. And so y'all know we come with the good stuff. I mean, our stuff sold out twice already. And that was a natural lash, and now it's fall, and we got fall dramatic lashes coming out, and Reason 17 is the inspiration behind this lash. Like, how could you not want to purchase these lashes, y'all? So make sure y'all visit our website, www.covertbeauties.com. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Covert Beauties, and make sure you're following us also on Facebook, Covert Beauty, because we will be announcing when they're available for sale and other cool stuff. Maybe you'll get a sneak peek of what they look like on other beauty influencers. Maybe there's already a picture up now on our Instagram page with someone who's wearing the lashes. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying, well, I guess I am saying something. Make sure y'all buy these lashes. They're beautiful, because I don't want to buy all of them, okay? So Reason 17 was here, shared more of her life with us. We love her for it. And she told y'all to go buy these lashes, okay? So, and again, The Trap in Houston, Texas, always a huge supporter for us. Again, today letting us use their spot to record this episode with Reason 17. So The Trap, if you're listening to this right now, we love you so much. We thank you for all of your support and being so flexible with us, and always responding to our late night questions whenever we think of something else that we need. So if you're in the Houston area, or even around Houston, if you just want to be creative, or want to take a trip down to Houston because you don't have anything else to do, come visit The Trap. They're a huge creative space. It's beautiful. They got paintings, murals, everything you could think of, videography, photography, anything you need to create a beautiful masterpiece of art, they can definitely help you out. So The Trap, we love you. Reason 17, we love you. All of our listeners and supporters, we love you so, so much. And I will talk to y'all next time. This is Covert Agent 0615, and I'm out.
Thank you for listening. All residual pain related to the content of this message will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.